In a small town in Nigeria lived a young boy named Shegun. He was only 14, but life had already taught him how hard the world could be. His father had passed away when he was 8, and his mother struggled to raise him and his younger sister, Toyin. Shegun was a bright boy, but he had one habit that was getting him into trouble. He loved taking things that didn't belong to him. Sometimes it was small coins from his mother's purse. Other times it was biscuits from the shop at the corner. To him, it was nothing serious. After all, he thought, I need it more than they do. One afternoon, his mother gave him money to buy gari at the market. On his way back, he saw an old radio sitting on the bench in front of a neighbor's house. He had always admired that old radio because the neighbor used it to play music that filled the whole street. Without thinking, Shegun grabbed it and ran home, hiding it under his bed. That night, he plugged it in. At first, it worked, but then it made a loud crack and went silent. Shegun had broken it. His heart raced. He felt shame, but he tried to shake it off. It was already old, he told himself. No one will notice. The next morning, the neighbor was walking around the street asking everyone, Please, has anyone seen my radio? It went missing yesterday. Shegun's stomach tightened. For the first time, stealing didn't feel fun. It was heavy, like a stone on his chest. That evening, Shegun could not sleep. He tossed on his mat, his mind going back to the broken radio under his bed. Why does this bother me so much? He whispered to himself. This isn't the first time I've stolen something. Why does this one feel so different? The heaviness in his chest refused to go away until he finally drifted into an uneasy sleep. The next morning, his mother sent him on an errand to buy vegetables at the market. As he picked through the greens, a kind-looking woman gently tapped his shoulder. Young boy, she said warmly, handing him a small pamphlet. I'd like to invite you to church. Shegun glanced down. On the cover were bold words, You are God's child. For a moment he froze. His eyes lingered on the sentence and something stirred deep within him. He had never thought of himself as anything more than a poor boy, a thief in secret. The idea that he was God's child felt almost too big to believe. He stood there quietly, staring at the words until the woman smiled and walked away. God bless you, my son, she said. Shegun tucked the pamphlet into his pocket. That night, Shegun opened the pamphlet. It taught how to pray, and before that, it said, As a child of God, you must not steal. You must not lie. He read it again and again, and that night he knelt down and whispered his very first prayer. The next morning, Shegun felt it deep inside him. He had to return the radio. His legs shook as he carried it back to the neighbor's house. He was ready for punishment, but when the man saw him, instead of anger, he smiled and said, Come inside, my son. Shegun was surprised. This was not what he had expected. The man seemed calm, almost too calm. Are you not angry that I stole your radio? Shegun asked, his voice trembling. The man shook his head. No, I'm not angry. In fact, after I was taken, I prayed. I asked God to touch the person who took it, to bring him back here, not just with the radio, but with a changed heart. I prayed that God would make him his child. Shegun's mouth dropped. So you prayed for me. No wonder I couldn't sleep. No wonder I kept feeling heavy inside. The man smiled again. He picked up his Bible and began to share scriptures with Shegun. He told him stories of Zacchaeus, who used to take what was not his. But when he met Jesus, he returned everything and even gave more. He read from Ephesians chapter 4 verse 28. Let the one who steals steal no more, but rather let him do hard work, doing with his hand what is good, so that he may have something to share with someone in need. Shegun listened quietly, his heart softening with every word. Later that day, he went home and sat before his mother. With a trembling voice, he told her everything, how he had been stealing for years. At first, his mother's eyes flashed with anger. So you have been stealing from me too. I will punish you today, she shouted. Shegun lowered his head. Mommy, I'm ready for any punishment, but I needed to tell you the truth. I don't want to steal again. He poured out all the details, from the broken radio to the conversation with the neighbor. When he finished, His mother's anger melted. She sat back, staring at her son, who for the first time looked truly honest. That evening, after Shegun confessed everything, his mother sighed deeply. She had been prepared to punish him, but after listening to him speak so honestly, her heart felt softened. Shegun, she said gently, I can't punish you today. Instead, I want to know why this sudden change of heart. Shegun looked straight at her, his eyes sincere. Mommy, it's because the man with the radio prayed for me. He said he asked God to touch the person who stole it. That's why I couldn't sleep. I felt something in me I had never felt before. I think God is talking to me. His mother blinked in surprise. She had never seen her son so open, so broken, yet so hopeful. Mommy, he continued softly, the man also invited me to his church, just like the woman who gave me the pamphlets. Please, can I go this Sunday? His mom hesitated, but before she could answer, little Toyin piped up, Mommy, please let me go too. I want to follow my brother. The mother smiled faintly. All right, both of you can go. That Sunday, Shegun woke up early, bathed quickly and dressed in his neatest clothes. Toyin did the same. Their mother watched them from the doorway, feeling both proud and cautious. After the children left, she locked the door and walked down to the house of the man with the radio. Providentially, he was just about stepping out. Bible in hand, she called out, Wait, sir, I need to ask you something. The man stopped and listened patiently as she voiced her concerns. My children are excited about your church, but I need to be sure. What kind of place is it? What are you teaching them? I don't want anyone misleading them. The man smiled warmly. Madam, it is the house of God. We teach the Bible, nothing else. Every child of God belongs there, including you. Your son is not wrong. God is working in his heart. Something in his calm words and gentle assurance touched her. Against her cautious nature, she felt peace. All right, she said slowly. Then I will come too. When they entered the church, Shegun and Toyin's faces lit up. Mommy, you came, they exclaimed. That service was different for her. The songs of worship seemed to wash her worries away. The sermon spoke directly to her struggles as a single mother trying to raise her children right. And when the pastor read Matthew 11:28, Come to me, all you who are toiling and loaded down, and I will refresh you. Tears rolled down her cheeks. From that day, things began to change in their home. Shegun no longer took what wasn't his. Toyin grew more respectful and cheerful. Their mother found strength she didn't know she had, not just in herself, but in God. The radio, once broken and a symbol of guilt, became a reminder of grace. For through that broken radio, God had started fixing a broken family.